Okay, here's the thing. There is and it's been a disc to digital or a digital or all digital conversation happening in the gaming community. And through Gamescom 2026, I think there was another one this year. I don't know how often these happen, but I could have sworn I done another one earlier this year when Gears of War E-Day first was announced. But right now, this ain't currently about Gears of War E-Day, alright? This ain't about E-Day. This is a video on Xbox's digital disc to digital program explained. Xbox's disc to digital program explained. Xbox at Gamescom Day 1. This is an interview type video, I think. We're gonna see what this is about. I mean, we know what this is gonna be about. It shows it right there. Let's see what details this involves from disc to digital. I think I got an idea, but let me just see.
Xbox's expert on the next generation of new tech. Now, I think I prefer him by his other title, Master of Beards. None other than Jason Ronald himself. Welcome, Jason. How are you?
That is a hell of a beard. That is a hell of a beard. He can't eat no food. He can't eat no food without thinking about what's gonna fall in that beard. He can't. That shit is a bib. Like that shit is crazy. Like that's some shit you see in like an anime with samurais and Asian people. Like what made him do that? It's hard though. You can't never do any crimes. If you do a crime, you're gonna get noticed. And now you gotta cut off that beard you've been growing for 10 years. Now you gotta cut that shit off. Let's see what you gotta say about this to digital, man.
Ronald himself. Welcome, Jason. How are you?
I'm great, and I'm so excited to be here at Gamescom. Thank you so much for having me.
No, of course. You've been to quite a few now. Is this number 10?
And you know, not only is it Europe, but Germany is so important to everything that we do. And so it's, as you said, it's a really exciting year here for Gamescom, and we have so much going on. You know, last night at opening night live, we showed a new set of footage for Gears of War, which I'm super excited to play in October. You know, we announced our partnership with CD Projekt Red to bring The Witcher 3 to Battle.net. But ultimately, for me, the thing that makes Gamescom so special is just the fans and the community. You know, this is what has made Xbox special, and just to be here in Germany to celebrate with the community and all of these great creators, it's just such a great time to be at Xbox.
You're so right. We've got a lot to celebrate tonight at FanFest as well. Looking forward to that.
Exactly. You know, FanFest is one of my favorite things to do. It starts.
Yo, this gives me vibes of E3, man. Yo, man, listen. I miss E3 so much. No, I never been to E3, but the atmosphere that it created when this event was out was exciting. This was what the Game Awards is now. The Game Awards wasn't that popular. It was something they introduced it in the 2000s and we checked it out. There was some games that made it more popular. Now the Game Awards is super popular, the Summer Game Fest Awards especially. But E3 was this event that all the gaming companies was popping up. They were showing their newest products, the newest games, the trailers, all these things that gamers would be excited for was seen in this convention. Out of nowhere it stopped. Maybe it wasn't having its business right. The way that it was scaling wasn't right. It wasn't making enough money. Nowadays, I think people have kind of taken a lot of the likeness of the E3 convention and added to their sauce, but with better business in the background, better flows of money in the background to keep the conventions going. There are conventions now lasting super long. And you know, we'll just see how things go. But let's get back to this. Excuse the rant.
here in Cologne, and it's just going to be great to spend time with the fans tonight.
100%. Can't wait. Now, speaking of the fans and also the community, there's a lot of players that take obviously great pride in their gaming collection, especially here in Europe. We know that Xbox players have stacks of physical games. I like to organize mine alphabetically and have a couple of collector's edition Doom Slayer and Master Chief looking down, guarding all my precious loot.
Yep.
But there has been a lot of conversation lately.
Wow, that's a real gamer right there. Shout out to the gaming chicks that are at least decent looking. She's attractive. But yeah, that's a real gamer right there.
Around ownership and also rights to the games that you buy. So Jason, what do you make of it all?
Yeah, very similar to you. Like, I have a large physical collection. I have my own collector statues.
Heck yeah.
So today we're announcing we're bringing a new feature to bring all of the benefits and the flexibility of digital to players who have physical games. Because players have built their libraries of games with Xbox over the last 25 years. Many players, some have bought physical discs, some have bought their games digitally, and many of these games work across multiple generations. And even as technology changes and formats change, your library shouldn't. You know, we have so many special memories tied into our libraries, you know, the moments you've played with your friends, and we want to be able to bring those forward. And that's really about our commitment to game preservation.
Okay.
I mean, that sounds
All right, this is the thing, right? I am a PC player, so of course the disc, whether the game being on a disc or it being digital, I am currently not a part of the conversation per se, but I've only had a PC for had to be like 6 or 7 years, bro. I'm very new to this PC shit, to be honest. To be quite honest with you. I'm very new to this thing. So my word means a lot in this conversation. When it comes to disc to digital, it is important. It is. I'm a person that likes my room. I like the room. I don't like places being too occupied by one thing, unless it's closed or something like that. But look, there is an art to people having libraries of discs, physical copies, having collector's editions, and just like the lady said on the right, have creative concepts like a Master Chief watching her games for her. A dragon looking down at the game. Like, there's a bunch of things that add to the culture of gaming, not just gaming itself. It's the things outside of being in that digital world. Ironically, with video games, us entering a digital world as we're looking at a television, monitor, phone, whatever screen that can play the game, they want to send everything else, even the physical evidence of this digital world being on a disc, they want to send all that to the digital world. So that culture of collecting, that culture of creating art with a physical item that represents a game that you love and enjoy, that goes away. That entire culture goes away. So this to digital, yes, monetarily, it might not make sense monetarily for the company. I think companies need to focus more on the relationships they have with the people that pay for their salary, because I think that they'll have a way more fruitful relationship. Monetarily, they might not get the most monetary value, but they have intrinsic value. They have intangible value now. Having intangible value to customers that pay for you, that buy your product, creates a culture that becomes a family type thing. Like, if something happens to the company, actually there would never be anything that would truly happen to the company, because the reputation is so good of not fucking the people over, whatever culture that is, even if it's not the most lucrative culture. What other things, what other value does that culture create? And I think the culture that creates, the physical digital game creates, I think that is worth Xbox exploring a solution.
It's great. I really love the idea of your libraries moving forward with us, but can you maybe walk me through it a little bit? So again, I've got a physical game copy on my shelf at home. What do I actually do with it?
Yeah, it's really, really simple. So most Xbox One and Xbox Series X titles support this. So all you have to do is just put the disc into your console. You'll be prompted to redeem a digital license, and that digital license will be tied to your account. And so
That's fire. That's fire. So all the people that have physical games, you don't have to get rid of them. You don't have to get rid of them. This right here, somebody that's worried about money, numbers, digits in the company and not the relationship and reputation of the consumer paying for your salary, paying for your idea to work. This right here would not be lucrative, but this is about the value and the reputation exceeds what monetary value just straight up getting rid of an entire physical culture would deal. There's numbers that you can't see, but there is numbers that you can feel. Reputation is a feeling. It's a feeling in the atmosphere. It's what fills up the rooms when your company gets talked about. Is it positive feelings coming from the people that's about to speak on your product or your company, or is it negative? Will the room temperature change once we mention the Xbox? Will the room temperature change once we mention PlayStation, Sony, Nintendo? If we're playing a game and we get addicted to a game, that means this thing has got to us emotionally. When you get to somebody emotionally, that's when they stick around. If it's purely logical, they can't stick around, because something logically is going to happen that'll logically say, yo, it's not making sense for us to stick around. This gets deeper than what the average content creator talks about when they speak about digital, disc, physical, mythological, digital. You can't touch it, but you can see it. See what I'm saying? This is a great solution. Now we talking. Now we taking our brains and we really like, oh, that's so simple. Let's just do it that way.
So now you get all of the benefits of digital. So you don't have to put the disc into your console to play the game. If the game supports Xbox Play Anywhere, you can easily play it across multiple screens. And you can even do things like cloud streaming, which you never were able to do previously from a physical disc.
Wow, I mean, that sounds sick and also really straightforward. You mentioned just then.
This is the marriage of disc and digital. That's what this is. You can clip this right now. You taking your physical copy, putting it into the Xbox, putting it into whatever the new Xbox system is, which is latest right now in 2026 as of this recording, as of this clip. That is the Xbox Series X, I think. Correct me if I'm wrong. Next year we have a new system coming out for the Xbox. And I've made many predictions on here before. I've been wrong, I've been right. I've been indifferent. They are making the right steps forward in this dish to digital thing. They are making the right steps forward to becoming a great company, an actual competitor again. Maybe even take the spotlight again, because right now it's all about PC, and the reputation that Sony has created for itself under this environment, that where the Xbox, I feel like, is taking the most advantage, is putting out all good news is doing the complete opposite of what Sony's doing, and is finding a clever way to do it, even if it might be considered to be, hey yo, this is risky, or this doesn't make sense for the money. No, bro, there's some monies that makes more sense that you can't feel and see, and that's reputation. Your reputation. Your customer service. All right? What is your reputation amongst your customer with your customer service? Not just when they call you on the phone to fix their technical issues with their router and why their PlayStation 5 has bad connection with their router, or their Xbox has bad connection with the router. No, it's way deeper than that. Yo, when all of us uproar about something that your company is doing, are you gonna change your mind or not? That's it. That's it, bro.
About supported titles.
Yeah.
What do you mean by that?
Yeah, so we're launching with support for thousands of games, and we'll add more over time. And this is part of why we're launching it with the Xbox Insider, so that we can start collecting feedback, and you'll see improvements over time. But this is really just, when you think about working with thousands of games across 25 years of Xbox, very similar to how we brought the original Xbox games to PC. We're just really focused on giving you more flexibility and giving you more ways to play the games that you've bought from Xbox over many years.
Awesome. Sounds like a lot of ways to play. And with this new feature, nothing's been taken away here, right?
No, not at all. Your physical discs continue to work as they always have. You can display them with your collector's editions and just celebrate your collection. And it's really about adding more flexibility and providing more choice for you as a player.
I mean, I love that. You mentioned having a collection that spans loads of years. I know for sure I've got a game, or quite a few, that I would never ever want to get rid of. And as we approach Xbox's 25th anniversary, what are you hoping that players take away from this?
Yeah, for 25 years, players have invested in Xbox, and the players have really been what have made Xbox special. And so we're really focused on how do we honor that as we think about the next 25 years of Xbox. And so we just really view this as another step in making sure that your library is protected. It can move forward with you as technologies and formats change. And we're going to...
It's all about flexibility, baby. Convenience is at its highest demand right now in 2026 and much further into the future. Make everything as convenient as possible. If it makes sense for somebody to spend money with you, their hard-earned cash, and they say, yo, me spending money on this is going to make my life or the things that I'm interested in much more convenient. You master being convenient, you master charging whatever the hell you want with your customer on other things. Right now, this loss leader, I can't even call this a loss leader. Dude, just make your discs digital. But the disc that people have already and that they want gives them a digital license. So they keep the disc keeps playing, and they're not worried about, yo, is that game that's coming out next year, am I going to be able to get the disc for it? Because I want to add that to my collection. I want to add this to a specific section of my collection. That is now a reality with this solution.
To continue to invest in game preservation and adding new capabilities just to make sure that your library continues to get better as technology evolves.
Oh my gosh, sounds awesome, and also very exciting as well. Well, Jason, thank you so much for joining us and sharing that with us today. And for Xbox Insiders, this feature begins rolling out next week on August 31st, with more details available on Xbox Wire.
Bro, and they put it out next week. Yo, 7 days. Yo, we had this big convention. We don't want to leave dudes at a fucking cliffhanger. Yo, 7 days, bro. By the time you blink, You're gonna be able to do this right now. Make sure you like, subscribe to the channel. I love the moves that Xbox is making. They're making nothing but great moves. And I've glazed Asha Sharma before, or we gotta find something else for Asha Sharma. I have simped. No, I can't do simp because I don't simp in real life. I have really given Asha Sharma uh her credit. She hasn't done things wrong, and I would have called it out. I'm like, yo, she got her finger on the pulse. When you got your finger on the pulse or something, and you just know what works, what makes this thing work, is like, oh, that's what makes it work. You look at it objectively. You're like, yo, new to this field, this gaming arena. I'm new to this, but business is. I gotta find out what makes this business work, really work. What stirs the culture of it? What creates noise? What creates content? You know, content is king now. What creates people talking about it, but in a positive way? Okay, we're gonna go back to the roots of Xbox, and then she put things in her game plan that was aggressive but very necessary. Yo, these companies gotta go. Yo, we gotta shut down this stuff. We gotta cut the budgets aggressively in all these areas. Y'all need to focus on the customer. We're gonna focus on the customer, and I think Asha Sharma also gave that. Yo, for all the companies under all the companies and studios under our brand, you're gonna also, since y'all under our brand, you're gonna also satisfy the customer in all steps. That's your thing. We're gonna satisfy the customer. We're gonna see what happens. Only things positive can happen. Let's satisfy the customer. And I think with Xbox, this is going to pay off. With Microsoft, this is going to pay off. All those talks about Microsoft wanting to get rid of the Xbox corporation, the studio under it, those talks are gonna go away. Those talks are gonna go away. All right. Make sure you like, subscribe, comment. I know y'all are happy about this. Let's see what the other competition on the console space. I wonder what Sony's gonna do. PlayStation. I think Sony doubled down. But till next time, man. I'm out of here.